Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on the TikTok platform. We're getting ready to tackle along the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series Season 2, Race Number 2, live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are getting ready to tackle on a half mile, the world's fastest half mile, I should add, that opened in 1961 in Bristol, Tennessee, with a capacity of 160,000 sold out asses here underneath the lights tonight for the clash at the Colosseum. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to throw it down here on the main broadcast, where these drivers are locked in and loaded, getting ready for the qualifying session here. You get some beautiful shots here around the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're moments away from qualifying. Ladies and gentlemen, there goes the sunset. The lights are completely on here. Getting ready to go qualifying here tonight for the clash at the Colosseum here. We'll dim the music down as lightly as possible here. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 out here on the night on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the qualifying session here at Bristol Motor Speedway? It'll be the Thomasville, North Carolina driver. That's the Magic Man driving the number 2 of Greg Wharton here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. He'll climb the banking 2 turns, 3 and 4. He'll come across ready to flagman. Greg Wharton's on the clock here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The lights are fully on and illuminate here tonight. Here comes Greg Wharton down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you found the place. This is the place to be. As the Next Gen Cup Series for the Madness Racing League is on our way. Tony Cook currently fastest on the left side. Racing Electronics timing score for the Madness Racing League on the left-hand side of your screen. Make sure you head on over to the Booty Scoot Racing YouTube page on the top right screen. Greg Wharton comes off the final corner here tonight for his final spot. Not able to move up and advance his spot anymore. Here comes Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina. Currently 4th fastest on the board. He'll work his way out of turns 3 and 4. Across the line now. Big Country Kyle Fountain, not enough though. He'll have to stay right there where he's at. Here comes the number 4 of Kevin Tankos from Hawthorns, New Jersey. Looking to make something shake here tonight. The Wendy's, Dino, whatever, Nuggies down here, down the back straightaway, front stretch, excuse me. He'll post his second lap in. He'll be 7th fastest currently on the board. Here comes Everett Larson. Laps are picking up quickly here around the qualifying session. Everett Larson out the front end here of his 01 Stacking Pennies podcast. Ford Mustang, he'll come across the line. P3 for Everett Larson. What a lap there for Everett Larson. Here comes Corey Riptide Tesner, driving the number 5 for Showtime Chase Johnson Racing. Chartered entry here tonight. Corey Tesner looking to make something shake the Atlanta season opener winner. He's already locked into the playoffs. He'll come off turns 3 and 4. Corey Tesner, 10th fastest his first lap here around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Riding out the front bumper of Corey Tesner as he heads down the backstretch here for the final time for his qualifying practice lap. Whatever the hell you want to call it, you can have it your way, just like Burger King. Corey Tesner off the corner. Bam! He'll jump up there to the P3 spot here. Here comes your mom's favorite driver. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryan will reset out here on the racetrack. Currently 11th fastest here. He looks like he won't turn another lap here. So looks like that's everybody on my screen so far. Only 11 qualified up to this point on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like we'll get another contestant. Here's the number 13 of Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Hasn't turned a lap yet. He's currently on the board. He'll climb the banking here underneath the lights at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Smith will like to take the high line here off of turns 3 and 4 through the Geico restart zone. Jonathan Smith, 10th fastest there on his first time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll try one more time here. Can that Stetson number 13 machine get it going here as he sails down on the bottom side now? He'll roll through turns 3 and 4, up off the corner. Jonathan Smith, 4th fastest there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here in qualifying, and I believe that is everybody out here that's going to turn that I see on my ticker that's even registered to be able to turn a lap here. So we'll pull up the qualifying session results here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they will start out tonight's event, ladies and gentlemen. Showtime Chase Johnson, driver the number 51 Chevy Camaro from Greer, South Carolina, will be on the pole here tonight. And starting on the front row outside of him will be James Fountain. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look continuously right there throughout the rest of the pack on how they're going to shake out tonight's, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you guys to please rise and stand as you're able for the night's national anthem as we play the Star Spangled Banner. gentlemen, we're getting ready to go racing here at Bristol, baby! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here to the Woody Scoot Racing Channel live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile, the last great Colosseum. Here's the final schedule here as we round out through our Season 2 for the Cup Series for the Madness Racing League. We're heading to Nashville concrete racing again 2 weeks from now at the Mile Oval Racetrack. 100 laps there, but tonight we'll have to knock out the 120 here tonight for the crash at the Colosseum at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. We'll kill the music here, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like these guys are going to begin to fill in the field here tonight in these race cars here. A couple stories already forming throughout the garage here this afternoon as these guys have been in the garage and out on pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, we had the pit pass party earlier. We've seen Blake Koschchild, Terry Hughes Jr. running from a couple of John Michael Bryant's crazy fans out here. Ladies and gentlemen, here come the race cars here, the race drivers for the Madness Racing League here, still set for looks like going to be 17 guys filling in the field here tonight to take on the Bristol Coliseum. Live here in Bristol, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, Travel Wall with a great qualifying performance as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as these guys continue to fill out throughout the field, we want you guys to go ahead and slap that like button, press that follow button, head on over to the YouTube page and subscribe for all the full racing content posted there at the conclusion of each race. Ladies and gentlemen, it is set here tonight underneath the lights at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And in the famous words of Dale Jr., it's Bristol, baby. And we're getting ready to go racing here for 120 laps. We got 2 in the bank for overtime if we need them. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it before we got ready to kick off here tonight when you watched the qualifying session. Everybody didn't take a qualifying lap here, so some guys will see head out towards the back, maybe trying out a different pit strategy here tonight. For the first time here, looks like here comes the pole sitter setting in the field. So we'll go ahead and start off tonight's driver's introduction. Leading off on the pole, driving the number 5, that's T.I. Johnson. Chevy Camaro from Greer, South Carolina. That's Chase Johnson. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 24, Twins Grading. Chevy Camaro for Chase Johnson Racing from Greenville, South Carolina. James Fountain. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight on the bottom side, 2nd row, driving the Maccabee Auto Services LLC, number 5, Chase Johnson Racing, 3rd charter entry here tonight. That's Corey Tesner. Jonathan Smith will come out here in the number 13, Stetson Nap Daddy Racing chartered entry from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Looking to make something shake after a strong performance at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Everett Larson down on the bottom side in the Stacking Pennies, Food City 01, Ford Mustang looking to make something shake. The 14-year-old battling the banks here in Tennessee. On the outside of him will be the veteran driving the Silver Bullet, the number 33 of Tony Cook from Greer, South Carolina. Holden Wheeler will start here in the 8th place spot on the outside, driving the Target, number 15 from Mooresville, North Carolina, looking to pick up the victory here tonight. Travel Wall with an excellent racing qualifying performance here tonight from him from Pelzer, South Carolina, looking to shake, rattle, and roll here underneath the lights here at the last Coliseum. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Takeo's running around. Almost missed driver's introduction here to get into his race car, running from these crazy fans at the Bristol Motor Speedway. That's Kevin Tankos driving the Saucy Nugs, number 4 from Hawthorne, New Jersey. Terry Hughes Jr. almost late as well. These two kicking and daddling underneath the pre-race auditorium here. The Country Thunder, number 81 from Troy, Alabama. Terry Hughes Jr. Greg Warren, the Magic Man, driving the Slipstreams, number 2 Ford Mustang from Thomasville, North Carolina. Looking to attack on the high banks here tonight. Pick up the victory. Kyle Fountain, Big Country from Clemson, South Carolina. Strapped and locked and loaded in that black and silvered out TylersPub.com. 59 Chevy Camaro. Blake Koschchild will suffer an injury here earlier tonight working on that race car. They'll wrap a drive shaft on the right hand of the Blake Koschchild, number 12 driver, but they'll wrap it up here tonight, put some ice on it. He's back out here tonight, and underneath him driving the Creek River, or the Creek, whatever the hell that is. Ladies and gentlemen, vodka number 23 Toyota Camry, that from Greer, South Carolina. That's the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Chris Knighty driving the Triple Deuce black and green machine from B-Town, Indiana, looking to go racing here tonight. And on the inside of him will be the Maynard Motors 02 Ford Mustang from Welford, South Carolina, of Nicholas Maynard. Bobby Kyle won't throw a turn in qualifying lap as well from Honorsville, Georgia, driving the 777 Mountain Dew Toyota Camry, He'll round out shotgun tail end of the field here. That'll round out the driver's introductions part here tonight for the Madness Racing League's Cup Series for the Next Gen. Live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. You got it checked out on the Racing Electronics timing scoring card for the Madness Racing League on the left side of your screen. The YouTube channel on the top right. And the logo ready down here on the bottom side. Getting ready to go clash here at the Colosseum. 120 laps set around here. It's Peter, the pace car. He might not even ever pull on the pit road. He's ready to go racing as well. He's got the lights off. We should get the green flag this time around. Showtime Chase Johnson will be in charge of the racing pack behind them. You know, hopefully we can get some green flag laps underneath our belt here. Here comes Chase Johnson. Green flag is in the air here for the clash of the Colosseum at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Madness Racing League. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. They'll climb the banking. Showtime Chase Johnson to get a massive jump right there out to the race lead here. Quick and early and fast. And Heartbeat Holden Wheeler stuff on the top side with the veteran of Tony Cook here. Showtime Chase Johnson checks out. Here comes Jonathan Smith in the Stetson number 13 machine. These guys battling side by side here. Here goes Travo Wall. You're riding out the front bumper of Travo from Pelzer, South Carolina. He's stuck here on the bottom side, looking to maybe look something here. Build up some air pressure in these tires. Here comes Kevin Tankos charging hard in the number 4 Wendy's Chevy Camaros. So Ford, Chevys, and Toyotas all throughout the field here tonight. Laps are going to pick off very quickly here, so make sure you're paying attention. Go grab another beer or light another cigarette. We're rocking and rolling just like the number 7 for Travo Wall. Here's Kyle Fountain to make a big, nice roll here on the outside as the outside line is moving quick and early here on the Moody Street Racing channel. Meanwhile, John Michael Bryan will try his luck here on the top side. Down on the bottom side of him will be the Maynard Motors machine of Nicholas Maynard. The battle will die down quickly here as they'll pull into traffic. Big, quick in time and in a hurry. We'll jump back up into the battle for the race lead. It's going nowhere here. Showtime Chase Johnson. It's got some company here for Corey Tesla to put the back bumper here to James Fountain. The battle's on here for the race lead, and Everett Larson's looking to work here on the 4th place spot here. You ride out the front bumper of the Stacking Pennies podcast across the front stretch here on the Bristol Motor Speedway. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight on the Moody Street Racing channel. This is your first time catching up to the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. This is race 2 for season 2 for these guys there, and they're rolling around the Bristol Motor Speedway here in the last great Coliseum. We got one down pit road already. That's Terry Hughes Jr. here. And he might have clicked the outside wall there. So Terry Hughes Jr. bringing down pit road early here. We'll stay green at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Battle shaking up here between Travo Wall and John Michael Bryan. These two absolutely going at it. Almost a little bit of contact made there. That'll bring up the back bumper to the back bumper of Nicholas Maynard. You right out the front bumper of the kid here. He's trying to make something shake. He'll look down the bottom side as the Rock and Roll Racing number 7 machine of Travo Wall will scrape the outside here. Travo Wall, Nicholas Maynard, teammates here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The battle's shaking up back here though with John Michael Bryan and Holden Wheeler. Holden Wheeler has just set the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around as he's running down country big Kyle Fountain here. Kyle Fountain here, the older brother, to James Fountain here, who's battling out for the 2nd place spot. Trying to keep Torrey Tesner right there behind him, but Everett Larson's trying to make something shake here as well. The number 01 Stack of Pennies podcast, Ford Mustang is ripping the pits here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We ride on board with the 14-year-old of Everett Larson. Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful shot here underneath the lights here as these guys climb the banking here. We got a battle for the race lead. Contacts made between Chase Johnson and James Fountain there. Maybe a little check up from the number 51 of Chase Johnson out of the corner there. Maybe a little loose as James Fountain's all over the battle for the race lead here. 12 laps are completed here. Scheduled for 122 are in the bank. It's James Fountain looks to complete for the pass for the race lead. That'll open up the door for Corey Tesner here as he's being quick and patient down on the bottom side here. Chase Johnson's got to get it back underneath control here. The battle back here is spread it out here, single file between Nicholas Maynard, John Michael Bryan, and the rest of these guys. Kevin Tankos climbs the banking, trying to run down the number 13 of Jonathan Smith here. You ride out the front bumper of the veteran, Tony Cook. Tony Cook been sim racing since the late 90s, early 2000s. Getting it done, you damn sure know he knows how to get his way around the world's fastest half mile, the Bristol Motor Speedway. Tony Cook getting it done here tonight. He's got a bad, fast Coors Light, the Silver Bullet in full effect here tonight on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. As you shake on and look for the battle for the race lead here between Showtime, Chase Johnson, Corey Tesner, Everett Larson, and James Fountain. We'll keep it right here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. This has been one to watch so far. Corey Tesner, driver of the number 5 Maccabee Auto Parts, 3rd place driver right there. The number 5 of Corey Tesner picked up the win 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedway to kick off the year. Some people do it Talladega, some people do it Daytona. We did it Atlanta Motor Speedway style, ladies and gentlemen. Throwing it around the high banks at Atlanta was one hell of a show here. Meanwhile, Tony Cook will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. And the battle for the 10th place spot is shaking up between Nicholas Maynard, John Michael Bryan, and Travo Wall. Travo Wall with a great qualifying performance here tonight on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. He'll start in the 7th place spot. He's lost a couple positions up to this point. Maybe some strategic play call here from Travo Wall, the number 23 of John Michael Bryan, down on the bottom side here. trying to make something shake in that number 23 Toyota Camry. Said he was battling a little bit of underhandle, understeer ability here. You ride on board the boogeyman down the back straightaway here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The Clash of the Colosseum is on the way here for the Next Gen Cup Series for the Madness Racing League. The battle is on here between Kyle Fountain and Nicholas Maynard. They're side by side on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Damage to the front of the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. So you have to see how things work out here. Excuse me, we'll throw the battle box here. And these two guys seem to be going at it here. Kyle Fountain will rip the top side. Nicholas Maynard try down on the bottom side. Nicholas Maynard big loose off the corner there. What a save from the kid of Nicholas Maynard. That'll bring John Michael Bryant, the number 23 machine, right back into the picture here. And the battle's back on back here for the 11th place spot. And Kyle Fountain will sail away here in that 10th place spot. 21 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have to shake back to that action. Blake Hochschild was the story in the garage before the race here tonight. Was helping his team pull out a draft shaft underneath that Toyota Camry as he crashed and qualified. He'll scrape the outside wall right there. Don't want to stay on Peyton Hoff's machine too long here. We might criticize him. Mike jinx him here. The battle in front of him is starting to become a parking lot. That'll open up the door for the number 12, Blake Hochschild's teammate. Down there for the crew, on his crew chief, his pit crew dropped the drive shaft on the right hand of the number 12, Blake Hoff's machine driver. He'll patch it up here and get back out here on the racetrack here tonight. Holden Wheeler from Mooresville, North Carolina will make the quick trip over here to Bristol, Tennessee here tonight. He had a great run at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, got right hooked by John Michael Bryant. Back there in the number 23 spot, looks like the battle between Kyle Fountain and Nicholas Maynard might be heating up here again. You can add the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, back into the picture here as she rips and raves here. The crowd goes crazy. He's the number 23 machine. Climbs the making through turns 3 and 4. Big clean here for 25 laps so far here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Less than 100 remain here. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys have been going at it all night long. Chris Knighty down on pit road along with Terry Hughes Jr., so we've lost 2 guys already. Handling was the topic underneath the practice session. Qualifying went well for some. Tony Cook here will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack again. The veteran up here picking off some laps on the top side of the racetrack here, possibly trying to save every little bit of that race car that he has, as Kevin Tankos and Jonathan Smith are absolutely going at it back here, ladies and gentlemen. The toe link might be bent back here on the number Terry Hughes 81 machine is what I'm hearing from the pit machine. They'll have to try to get that thing back out here and rolling. Meanwhile, Kyle Fountain, speaking of rolling down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. You ride out the front bumper of the number 59 Jim Fountain Racing machine. Again, Kyle Fountain, older brother to James Fountain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But they're nowhere in the same picture here, unlike the family photos, excuse me. It's Corey Tessner has put a cap on the number 24 of James Fountain, and they've checked out here. The 3 Chase Johnson Racing chartered entries run top 3 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But that battle that we've seen earlier has definitely dissipated here. Blake Hochschild in jeopardy of going a lap down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as he's running for his life here at the back of the pack. You see Blake Hochschild there. Here comes the race leader, Showtime Chase Johnson, on the same front stretch now. 30 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're watching the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series live from the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Clash at the Colosseum. Well, maybe almost a little bit of contact made right there between Everett Larson and Kevin Tankos. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Smith in the number 13 machine. He's trying to make something shake as well. James Fountain cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. The 24 machine has got something in his sights here. He's locked in the truck series there that you can catch tomorrow night right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For the total non-stop action truck series tomorrow night, for the first time ever, we'll be taking on the Richmond Raceway. Kind of hard to believe that here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel we've never taken on Richmond. We got it scheduled for a couple more weeks. Here to come, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading back to Atlanta in a couple of weeks. One time to draft, one time on the old surface. Meanwhile, Everett Larson is able to hold on to his position here. The battle is really starting to roll away here as Chase Johnson's checked out for the race lead here. And any more battles back here on the racetrack. Looks like everybody's single file. Kyle Fountain is checked out over Greg Wharton. Here comes Bobby Kyle. Bobby Kyle, the veteran here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the oldest in the league, 64 years old for the 777. Oh, Bobby Kyle, he has been ripping and raving here all year long. That Mountain Dew 777. It's got some speed in it tonight, as he's worked his way back up through the field. He's currently in the 13th place spot. Bobby Kyle trying to make something shake here tonight. 36 laps are completed here tonight at the Clash at the Colosseum, live at the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. Everett Larson, a native of Virginia, right down the road from Bristol Motor Speedway. He will soon to join the Drive to Diversity program. James Fountain try to work the outside of the lap car Blake Hochschild here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and he's able to do so. Meanwhile, Everett Larson is looking to do the same here as they battle their way into turns 1 and 2 here. Been clean for 38 laps so far. Can we keep it going here with 120 scheduled with 2 in the bank for overtime? Who is going to be joining my pit lane reporter down there on the victory lane? Yow, 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 yow. On the infield there and take the elevator ride up to the top here as Everett Larson will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. Riding out the back end of Jonathan Smith here as he climbs the banking. Look at the sold-out crowd here tonight from the Madness Racing League. 160,000 asses are in the seats here for the Madness Racing League's race here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time they sold out the Bristol Motor Speedway to this capacity, Virginia Tech playing Tennessee right here in the infield. And if you're not new to it, August 8th, make sure you go check out the Speedway Classic, the real-life Atlanta Braves playing the Cincinnati Reds live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. As soon as the Madness Racing League gets on wrapping up their event here tonight, as lap traffic is starting to come in effect, we got guys all around the racetrack. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and the battle's starting to shake up here. Make sure you grab your ticket here soon to go watch the Braves take on the Reds here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're still green here with 42 laps to go. And the race leader, Showtime Chase Johnson, has checked out here, trying to work his way through traffic as Corey Tesner gets into Bobby Kyle there, sends him up the racetrack. That'll open up the door for James Fountain here. This is the second and the third place spot. This has allowed Chase Johnson to maneuver his way through the traffic, climbing the banking across the front stretch here. 45 laps complete next time around. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, Bobby Kyle goes around. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag flies here for the 777 of Bobby Kyle from Honorsville, Georgia. We'll throw up the instant replay and back that ass up as we always do here. Live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway at the Clash of the Colosseum. Bobby Kyle sits here at the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Don't look like too much damage to the 777 Mountain Dew machine, but he'll definitely do the do here down on the bottom side. We'll have to back that ass up, see if he got any kind of help here. As the battle was really starting to go on here, Bobby Kyle trying to stay out of the way here, getting ready to go a lap down. Everett Larson on the lead lap here, just nowhere to go, nowhere to hide here. Sends Bobby Kyle head on into the inside fence here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll back that ass up here, and we'll ride out the front bumper of Bobby Kyle here. We'll take that ride along with the veteran. Take a look here, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in here. Should be a quick bang hard into the inside wall here for the 777 of Bobby Kyle. Thanks to the AMR safety crew here. It looks like he's able to get that thing refired here. 777 of Bobby Kyle may be able to salvage something out of this Mountain Dew Toyota Camry. We're underneath the caution flag for the first time. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looking down here at live on the pit lane here. Guys are getting ready to come down here, take their first stops of the night. We see everybody pulling on the pit road with a beautiful shot here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's going to be a majority 4 tires for everybody else. Looks like Travis Wall will stay out here. Kyle Fountain looking to make his way off of pit road. We'll watch for the battle off pit road down here on the bottom left side. And it looks like Chase Johnson will get it over Kyle Fountain, barely. Give it to Corey Tesner, James Fountain. And then it looks like it's going to be Greg Wharton here getting ready to make his way off, followed by Holden Wheeler, Nicholas Maynard, and Tony Cook, and Everett Larson will work his way off here. Ladies and gentlemen, while these guys are cycling back around the Peter the Pace car, if you're loving what you're seeing, make sure you go ahead and screenshot the screen and get yourself added in here. These guys will take you straight to the Discord, get you live, straight up in action here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. If you want me to mispronounce your name, we're doing it wrong here. We're presented by the Home Run Cafe for the Next Gen Cup Series. Make sure you go check them out Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you're live here tonight for the Madness Racing League, you head on over to Racing Electronics. Go get you a scanner, get down there, hear the hot mics, as they definitely hear Travo Wall, Blake Hochschild of them. Got our crazy good one, John Michael Bryant, ripping and raving down there after a tough pit stop here. Will cost him a couple spots here for the Boogeyman as he works his way back around through the lap traffic here. Everybody, let's see how things shake out here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning back in here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, this is the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series Season 2. race number 2 live from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Everybody has got a pit stop underneath their belt here. We go 43, 44-ish laps, green right there. And we're able to put 11 cars a lap down here. Several will stay out here and take the wave around. Peter, the pace car, will cut the lights out on the race car. We're getting ready to go racing here. Make sure you press that like button and press that follow button. Check out the top right of your page. Head on over to the YouTube channel where you can find all of the full races posted there. The ID5 Asphalt, late model stocks, Wheeling Modified, Cup Series, Next Gen, Gen 6, Xfinity, you name it. We got it here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson's going to be the one firing them back off here as Peter, the base car, hangs that left through the Echo Park restart zone. Chase Johnson brings them back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back in action here for the Next Gen Cup Series. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll fan out now on the bottom side. James Fountain trying to make something shake here. Nicholas Maynard will foul back here. He'll lose some big spots right there to the number 15 here. John Michael Bryant trying to make something shake as well. You are watching the Next Gen Cup Series as James Fountain will sail the middle side of the racetrack here right around Corey Tessner. Corey Tessner, we're going slow down the back straightaway here. Not sure what's wrong with Corey Tessner as they work their way through turns 3 and 4 here. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll climb the bacon. Nicholas Maynard lose off the corner. He'll go around. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag flies here for the number 02 Maynard Motors Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. Looks like he's able to get that thing refired. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't ride along with the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Look like it stepped out on him. He's got some damage on the right front of that machine. We'll back it up here and analyze and take a look and see what happened. He was battling door to door with Kyle Fountain here. So we see Corey Tessner loose down on the bottom side, was already slowing up here. Looks like Nicholas Maynard was just sailing below Kyle Fountain here. Take a look and see what happened. Nicholas Maynard, just gets loose, steps out on him here. He'll go around, maybe a little contact made there from another guy, but Nicholas Maynard able to spin out of the way. So some great correction for the number 02, but that'll burn up them Goodyear tires. The Welford, South Carolina driver will go around. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang, 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 bang. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Working the caution flag for the second time here tonight for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. You're watching the Bristol Motor Speedway Clash at the Colosseum. Here's the Madness Racing League track fact. We're taking on the 0.53 mile, half-mile high bank concrete oval, opened in July of 1961. The world's fastest half-mile. And it has been one hell of a banger, one hell of a show here. If you've been watching up to this point, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Free to join here as I see the chat eating it up down here. They're loving what they're seeing. We'll throw out the remaining schedule. I want to remind you, here's what we got coming up here. Make sure you press that follow button, press that like button so you can catch it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Taking on Nashville Super Speedway 2 weeks from now. Another concrete racing track for 100 laps, and we're heading on over to Charlotte for the Coke 600 World, the mini Coke 600 for the Madness Racing League. And it should be one hell of a show. But ladies and gentlemen, everybody's starting to work their way back in here. We'll kill the music here on them down on the main broadcast here. It's not trying to be like Fox and give you what you don't want to see. Peter the pace car back out here as he'll throw up the deuces. Pow, as he drives by, reminding you to slap that like button and press that follow button. Looks like Jonathan Smith will work his way off a pit road here, trying to find a spot to get down. He'll get down on the pit road this time around. So 55 laps complete this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's been one hell of a show up to this point. Showtime Chase Johnson has led every lap almost up to this point. James Fountain gave him one hell of a run there as we started to pick off some laps. He had 43 laps of a green flag run there. Was able to get some guys moving and grooving back through the field. Looks like the kid of Nicholas Maynard is able to stay back out on the racetrack. Holden Wheeler and everybody else maybe come down here to Sir Pit Road. They'll take the wave around. Some of them will take the lucky dog, excuse me. But Showtime Chase Johnson's going to be in charge once more here as we get ready to head through the Geico Echo Park restart zone, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is Burger King. You can have it your way. Chase Johnson in full control. We are green back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. They climb the banking through turns 1 and 2 here. Tony Cook gets a great jump there in the number 33 Silver Bullet. And Nicholas Maynard looking to get around Kevin Tankos in the number 4 machine. They'll climb the banking through turns 1 and 2, 3 and 3, 4. Big contact right there for Nicholas Maynard. Hard on the brake. The caution flag is out here. Contact's made. Here goes Greg Warren. He'll go around. Caution flag is out. Greg Warren around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard involved as well. We'll have to back that ass up here. Not sure what happened. I seen the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard at the corner of my eye scrape the wall first. It's what even alarmed me to be able to see what the hell even happened. We'll have to back it up here and take a look and see what happens as he was battling on the outside of Kevin Tankos here. Boom, just steps out on him here. Contact made with Greg Warren because Greg Warren has nowhere to go. Trying to lock it down across traffic. Right into the front end of Bobby Kyle, who brought out the first caution flag tonight, already trying to repair that race car. We got debris down here on the racetrack. The kid of Nicholas Maynard's got problems. The magic man of Greg Wharton's quarter panel dancing down here the bottoms of turns 1 and 2. Fourth, the caution flag again. It looks like Greg Wharton's able to get that thing refired, but the toe link is absolutely smashed on the number 2. We'll take another commercial break here. We'll be back in just a moment. The third caution flag of the night.
Hard to believe that anything's worth it. Ain't selling your soul, you give it away. No way to hide your heart is hurting. Fragile at best, you're ready to break. But there's still hope waiting on the horizon. You haven't lost yourself, Ghost.
Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Working the caution flag here. Everybody's behind Peter the pace car. A couple guys that like to come down the pit road here. Going off a little bit of a strategy different. Kevin Tankos and Jonathan Smith will come down here. They'll get 4 fresh Goodyear tires here at the halfway point. So it'll be 4 Goodyear tires here. Nicholas Maynard still down there. They try to address that toe link on that number 02. And Bobby Kyle still trying to get that race car repaired from earlier tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting underneath the caution flag, listening to the radio scanners. John Michael Bryan bitching and complaining about that 23 machine. Said if he wants to get up to the race lead, he's going to need an adjustment, and you can hear all that if you head on over to the Racing Electronics trailer right out front, in the fan zone. We have one parked down here on the infield as well for the drivers. Connect them out there. Go grab you a Racing Electronic today. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of John Michael Bryant, Creekwater Whiskey on the side of the 23 machine here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. John Michael Bryant reminding you to go grab you a bottle today and drink responsibly. The Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series presented by Clean With Care LLC in the Cup State of South Carolina. Go see Denise Hampton, the owner. Go check out cleanwithcareservice.com. So down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go back racing here. Hoping to get the green flag this time around. I believe Peter the pace car should hang that fat left on the pit road, as he's been out here for a damn shame quite a while here. As he hears Trump gets rid of the tax on overtime, he'll rack up every little dime he can, that little stingy bastard. Chase Johnson through the Echo Park restarts on back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Hopefully we can get some green flag laps here tonight for the first time in a long time here. It's been about 20 or so laps since we got here. Nicholas Maynard not able to get back out on the racetrack as we're riding across the drone shot here across the Colossal Cam at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Kyle Fountain, big country here, trying to work across the veteran of number 33 of Tony Cook here, but he's not able to get on the outside here. Traffic will back up right here with Holden Wheeler and John Michael Bryan. That's the 3rd and 4th place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And they'll try to get your caution flag is back out here. Caution flag is out here. I'm not sure what it's for. Looks like maybe for the 12 of Blake Hochschild here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But don't quote me to it. I'm not sure who it was that went around here. We'll back that ass up here. Looks like the caution flag went out not long, maybe after the restart here. Couldn't have been too far back here. Travel Wall was the last person back here on the pack, and Doesn't look like we have anybody else turning around here. Blake Koschew, oh, there goes Chris Knighty. Just gets loose off the corner and goes down on the bottom side of the racetrack there. So what the back that house up here, bring up the instant cam replay. We have found what we were looking for, just like Dora the Explorer. Chris Knighty down here in the Triple Deuce Nap Daddy Racing design. Black and green Maverick of Chris Duty. What's Chris Knighty? He just looks like he gets a little loose off the corner here in front of Blake Koschew and bang, hard at the inside wall there, almost back across traffic. But great driving skills there for the Triple Deuce machine from B-Town, Indiana, able to hold it off the racetrack here. As Peter the Pace car sails out right behind him, will take us to the commercial break. Be back in just a moment. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, Blake Koschew will be the lucky dog that last time around here underneath the caution flag. The fans will go crazy for the number 12 again. Blake Koschew driving with a broken wrist here tonight after a drive shaft fell on his hand in the garage area. Responsible for one of his pit crew. I was told the pit crew was drug tested and fired off the number 12 paint house machine. Ladies and gentlemen, underneath the caution flag here, I believe the 4th or 5th time here tonight, not very sure. Want to remind you up here, kind of give you a little race analysis of what's broken down at this point. As Terry Hughes Jr. is back out on the racetrack here, trying to get every point possible here. As Terry Hughes Jr. in the Country Thunder number 81, not having it his way. Down on the bottom side. Hopefully this isn't the beginning of the bad luck streak again for the number 81. As Nicholas Maynard will be off the racetrack as well. Jonathan Smith trying to catch the back of the back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel after trying to get some of that damage fixed on that number 10 machine. He'll stay on the lead lap though. Hopefully will take the double foul next time around. So if you're just now tuning in, Showtime Chase Johnson wins the pole here. He's led almost every lap up to this point. We'll start off tonight's laps about 43. We took green to start tonight's race. James Fountain gave him a run for his money up to that point, but it's been caution after caution ever since. John Michael Bryant will ask for a little bit of adjustment there, a little bit of air pressure knocked out the left rear of the number 23 J Money 23 Toyota Camry, and the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, I heard sold out the most merch here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. His hometown, his favorite track. He's got a lot of fans that made the trip here tonight. Holden Wheeler up here tonight in the Coca-Cola Target number 15 from Mooresville, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, he had the longest line here tonight with all of the fans here tonight that were female related. Holden Wheeler had the huzz out there, if you know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Johnson's got the rest of the huzz behind him. Getting ready to go back racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with 67 laps already underneath our belt. Scheduled for 120. Chase Johnson back green here. If this is your first time tuning in here for the Booty Scoot Racing channel, this is the Clash at the Colosseum. And we're getting ready to throw you live down there on the racetrack for a Fast and Loud. Contact's made. Holden Wheeler goes around. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Riding underneath the Fast and Loud there with Holden Wheeler. John Michael Bryant into the left rear quarter panel. The number 15 Coca-Cola Target Ford Mustang. We will back that ass up here. It's John Michael Bryant. Has just rattled a cage here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. No Dale Earnhardt. It's Bobby Kyle. Looks like he was just making his way off of pit road down there on the bottom right of your screen. Holden Wheeler is backwards here on the Bristol Motor Speedway all the way across the front stretch. We'll have to take a look here. It looks like this ensued out of turns 3 and 4. Holden Wheeler on the outside here. John Michael Bryant on the inside. The boogeyman looking for that third place spot, from Holden Wheeler. Will ride on board with John Michael Bryant here. Let's see if he just comes up into Holden Wheeler here. Make sure Holden Wheeler don't slap the outside wall. John Michael Bryant, we've seen him make contact to that left rear quarter panel. That sends Holden Wheeler around here. And John Michael Bryant will sail on through the rest of his day. And we'll back that ass up here and ride on board with Holden Wheeler. See if he collects that outside wall. Don't believe he hit the outside wall there. Didn't hear a little thud. The only thud I heard came from the boogeyman. We'll back it up here, see if we can get a better camera angle of what just took place here in front of our living rooms. Here's John Michael Bryant. May have just struck here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The crowd goes crazy. Your mom's jumping up and down. Off of turns 3 and 4, it looks like just contact made there to the left rear quarter panel of Holden Wheeler. He'll go around here, able to keep his foot on the brake here, so some head-up driving for the number 15 there. Looks like Jonathan Smith there able to drive down on the bottom side around Holden Wheeler. As Holden Wheeler looks to try to get that damn thing refired, it looks like he's able to here. Holden Wheeler goes around here. He'll be looking to strike back against the boogeyman. We'll be back in just a moment. Bang, we're back down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like pit stops are back in progress here for the second pack-up go-round. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get all this sorted out when we get back here. Get ready to go racing here. Get some more laps peeled off from who's pitted what, but the veteran of Tony Cook will work his way back down pit road. He'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires this time around. He'll ask for air pressure adjustment and a little left wedge taken out the back of that number 33 machine. The veteran said, I'm ready to make a charge to the front now. The Silver Bullet back out on the racetrack. So several guys will stay out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll give you the quick rundown. It's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson, followed by James Fountain. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, up 10 positions from where he started in the third place spot. Kyle Fountain, the older brother of James Fountain, he'll start right behind him here. This could get a little bit physical. This could get a bit nasty here. A little family relationship here in the front 2 rows. Travel Wall, again, continuing to pick off some great laps here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Currently rounding out the 5th place spot here, 3/4 through the way of the night's race. Can the number 7 shake home the top 5 here, possibly bring home the victory? Holden Wheeler screaming and ripping and raving underneath the caution flag there. He is absolutely pissed off at John Michael Bryant, and I'm hearing John Michael Bryant has been placed on the aggressive driving list. He's been called to the Madness Racing League hauler after the race. In the number 33 of Tony Cook back out here after a couple adjustments. Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina, looking to make something shake here. Just complaining about some handling conditions. Says he felt like he might have knocked the toe out of that Stetson 13 Camaro. We'll have to see how things shake up here. Kevin Tanko's running down now on the bottom side here. Still running on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires, trying to save every bit here as we was listening underneath the REC, a Racing Electronic Scanner. Underneath his pit stop here, Blake Hochschild here. Underneath some paint, he'll get some Advil and a new water bottle. Underneath that pit stop set, the paint Hoss machine feels okay right now. He's just lacking a little bit of rear grip here. Peter the pace car getting ready to rip him back off here. Getting ready to roll back through the restart zone is Showtime Chase Johnson with the rest of the field behind him here. Back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Clash of the Colosseum. 76 laps are complete, scheduled for 120. Can we get to the checkered flag here? Finally get another run here, 40 or so laps here as we've seen the lead change quite a few times when that happened. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson's able to lead that lap here off the restart. Climbing the banking here, the Bristol Motor Speedway. The 2 Fountain brothers side by side here. Kyle Fountain to pull along his little brother, but James Fountain here, they'll climb the banking through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Fountain a little tight off the corner there. He'll sail up to the outside wall there and try to redial in that Tyler's Pub of the Pier, number 59, Jim Fountain Racing entry. Kyle Fountain out here doing it on his own here, self-funded race car. He'll drive the track hauler to the truck and everything as well. He'll sell the merchandise here. That's where you found the number 59 earlier. It's James Fountain here, chartered underneath Chase Johnson here. fully funded for the season. Kyle Fountain, known to ruffle a couple feathers here. You best believe he might rattle his little brother's cage if it comes to it here. Meanwhile, Kevin Tankos will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around, and Travo Wall will lose a couple spots here. Meanwhile, Tony Cook in the silver bullet, shooting his way out of a cannon here on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's looking to make it 3 wide at Bristol. Tony Cook here with the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. He's working the left rear quarter panel up the Whiskey River 23 Gorilla Mine machine of John Michael Bryant. Door to door here through turns 3 and 4. The battle's on back here for this 4th place spot. The boogeyman running out of room. John Michael Bryant has to lift there for the veteran of Tony Cook. Tony Cook absolutely shaking the bacon around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Riding on board with the veteran of Tony Cook, winless in the Madness Racing League, has yet to pick up a victory here. He is having a hell of a night here tonight, as he's currently the fastest lap owner right now, 83 laps into the night's event here. That'll score him 5 extra bonus points, if he can top that out and hold on to it. Meanwhile, Kyle Fountain might have some company here, looking out the back end of the number 59, Tyler's Public up here. Tony Cook looking down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That number 33 machine's handling quite well here, as they pile up through the banking here. Tony Cook will clear himself here. So Tony Cook looking to come battle for that race lead. As Showtime Chase Johnson has still checked out over James Fountain, and Tony Cook here has got up to this 3rd place spot here. So no longer a friendly duel battle between the brothers. Tony Cook is now joined the party as Blake Hochschild here has moved up to the 7th place spot here around Travo Wall. So Travo Wall here says, I'm lacking a little bit of left front grip here. I need an adjustment here, as he's begging for another caution flag here. James Fountain up to the 2nd place spot. He'll roll the top side of the banking here through turns 3 and 4 across the line. He'll be followed by Tony Cook, who's slowly closing that gap up on that number 24. We'll throw up the battle box cam just like we've done all night. This is the battle for the race lead here, as we know it's cut off here on the right side of your screen, but you see who's battling for it. The battle for the 1st place spot could soon be coming into jeopardy here, as Tony Cook will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack again that last time around. Talking lap times, we'll pull up the pit stop strategy laps here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, letting these guys absolutely throw it around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and go at it here. Chase Johnson and James Fountain last pitted on lap 45. Tony Cook come down on 72. So almost 2 cautions ago, I would imagine. And Kyle Fountain, the older brother, had come down on lap 58 here. So he's just lacking a little bit here. The guy sitting on your screen right now. And then you'll have to go back here to the number 23 of John Michael Bryant and Holden Wheeler. They have yet to pit as well here since lap 45. And a couple other guys have cycled their way throughout here. So a couple of guys out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Greg Warren in the infield care center. He'll have to make that trip here as we spaced out here along the Bristol Motor Speedway. Not really clashing at the Colosseum right now here. We got a couple lap cars out here. Bobby Kyle back out on the racetrack here. Bobby Kyle showing some sportsmanship, showing you why every lap matters here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on that 777 Mountain Dew machine. Bobby Kyle currently has moved from the 13th spot, 16 laps down, up to the 11th place spot here, gaining 2 extra spots on point here. So Bobby Kyle, running for a championship here, knows that every point might matter when it comes down to the end of it. Kevin Tankos here, pitted there on that first go-round cycle on that Saucy Nugs number 4 machine from Hawthorns, New Jersey. He's trying to lick his fingers clean here of a great run here, trying to get back to the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Does he have enough here tonight? Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith in that number 13 on the same strategy as Kevin Tankos here, but I believe he might have put the outside wall there, as I hear some complaining underneath the radio. Maybe the right-hand toe link on that right front might be damaged about 2 inches to the left, causing a little offset in that steering wheel on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is the Madness Racing League, live from the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll try it one more time. We'll throw it back down here on the racetrack here for a Madness Racing League. Fast and loud as Showtime Chase Johnson enters lap traffic. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Tony Cook hard on the outside wall. Down here, parked on the bottom side of the racetrack. The Coors Light machine goes around. No, Tony Cook in the number 33, Coors Light Silver Bullet. Cut some of the fastest times on the racetrack. We were just riding on board with Terry Hughes Jr. as Tony Cook was trying to manage his way through here. What happened with Tony Cook here as he works on the outside here? Maybe a little loose. He's down on the bottom side. Come back and fry here hard on the outside wall. The right front is absolutely cooked on the number 33 machine. No pun intended of Tony Cook. We'll back that ass up here for a instant replay and ride on board with the number 33 of Tony Cook here after a hammer shot to the outside wall here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Curious to know what happened here as he was battling door-to-door with Terry Hughes Jr. for about 2 laps here. See if we can get on board with Tony Cook here. And we go around as he rides through turns 3 and 4 here. Maybe it looks like he just snaps down. Yeah, definitely you see the snap right there. Pow! In the hard on the outside wall for Tony Cook here. And he'll just travel down the banking here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And the caution flag will fly here. And Peter, the pace car, will work his way out here. But Showtime Chase Johnson still able to hold on to the race lead. Tony Cook will take the pit back to there and off out of that number 33 machine. The AMR safety crew will come and get him. We'll take that commercial break here. Ladies and gentlemen, less than 25 to go. We'll be back in just a moment.
I hope we stay happy. Don't wanna start over and over again. I just wanna be somebody to you and love you even though I'm human. I hope that you're holding on like I do. I'm not scared to be alone, but don't leave me now. I want you to stay. 'Cause baby, your love it takes the pain away.
We're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Get ready to watch the battle off the pit road down here on the bottom side. Looks like going to be Kyle Fountain getting a big jump, but it's going to go to Showtime Chase Johnson again. Over James Fountain and Kyle Fountain as well. So the two Fountain brothers will work their way off. Travo Wall coming off pit road as well. So a great run for him, John Michael Bryant. But we got some big balls out here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Kevin Tankos, will stay out here on the racetrack. He has no more Goodyear tires inside of that pit stall here, but we've seen him trying to save a little bit something there underneath the green flag run here. With about 15 laps to go here when we get ready to go racing again, Kevin Tankos just might have enough in those Goodyear Eagles to stay away from Showtime Chase Johnson. It's going to be one hell of a tough battle. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith here, as he comes back down on pit road, his Napdaddy Racing pit crew has beat the ever-living shit out of this 13 Stetson Chevy Camaro, and it almost looks back to perfect here. Just trying to get it back through Tech after the completion of tonight's race here and tack home as many points as possible. Definitely the most hard-charging, hard-working pit crew on pit road goes to the number 13. So riding behind Peter the pace car here, ladies and gentlemen, reminding you here that we are getting ready to crown our second, possibly our repeat winner here. James Fountain is up here, but Corey Tesner's out of the race here, so we won't get that repeat winner here tonight. So will we get our second race winner here tonight? Will it be the pole sitter of Chase Johnson, who's been really strong here tonight in that number 51, 40 laps to start off tonight's race underneath the green flag here. James Fountain gave him a little bit of a run for his money. Kevin Tankos running out of money here. He has no more money in that pit box here to go get another fresh set of Goodyear tires here, but he'll double up the pack behind him. Peter the pace car will flip the switch on the pace car here. We're getting ready to go back racing as Peter will throw up the deuces as he drives by. Bow. Telling you to watch this shit as he hangs this left. This is going to be crazy. Kevin Tankos fires back off here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're diving into turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson, Kevin Tankos, contacts made. Kevin Tankos up the racetrack. Caution flag flies here. We got a pile up back here. Everybody's involved. Parking lot here at the Bristol Motor Speedway back here on the back pit road here. Several guys able to drive through it. Blake Child involved. Kyle Fountain involved. Holden Wheeler able to drive through it. Kevin Tankos goes around here. We will have to back that ass up here after he goes off the front bumper. Maybe a Chase Johnson. Maybe a little net code there. Looked like they were almost separated there from each other. I'm almost certain that they almost Had it through there. Kyle Fountain had to lock it down big time there, and everybody piles in here on the back straightaway here. The fans will roar as the big one happens here. A couple cages are rattled here. We'll watch it right on board with Kevin Tankos here, as he looks like he might just get turned here, maybe, possibly. We'll back that ass up here. What a great shot for Kevin Tankos here. See if we can't get a good angle of what maybe has just occurred here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Down into turns 1 and 2 there. That shot definitely looks like contact was made there with Showtime Chase Johnson. We definitely don't want to do the unbenefit bit of that out here. We'll throw it up to the unpermitted far chase cam here. We don't like to throw up the Xbox 360 console style cams, but when we're blaming blame, we got to take a look here. There's no contact made at all. The net code will strike the number 4 of Kevin Tankos here and send him up the racetrack. Pow! Hard into the outside wall there. And Kyle Fountain and everybody else piles back here as well. John Michael Bryant had to get hard on the brakes. We'll back that ass up one more time and break dance with the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. Looks like he experienced a wild ride there. We'll see how quickly things happen here at the world's fastest half mile. Kyle Fountain just try to lock it down there. John Michael Bryant on the brakes there, but nobody else trying to get through here. There's just nowhere to go. Blake Hochschild involved as well. He'll turn that thing around. Pissed off here. He's just trying to get his day here. Injured hand. No need to be in that race car here after making a big contact here. The AMR safety crew begging him to come off the racetrack. We'll take that commercial break. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And if you are not on Bluetooth, you won't need one. Look at this beautiful shot of the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Peter the pace car. It's currently leading the field here underneath the caution flag for the 7th time here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Clash at the Colosseum. We are set for 2 extra overtimes if we need them. 14 laps to go. Looks like going to be 13 when we get the green flag from Peter the pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reminding you that you can check out the YouTube page on the top right of your page at the Booty Scoot Racing channel to find all the conclusion and full races posted there from all of our series, the Madness Racing League, the I-85 Asphalt Series, and the All Out Dirt Tour, who just kicked off their Season 2 as well. A whole season of truck series underneath our belt here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Cup Series Gen 6. 2 seasons almost of Xfinity as we are now playoff racing in our Xfinity series. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the pace car's got him racked up behind him here. He should flip the lights off on that race car. Ladies and gentlemen, while I have your attention here, I'll throw up the remaining schedule. Again, reminding you guys, 2 weeks from now, heading on over to the Nashville Super Speedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. We're keeping it right here in Tennessee. A couple of these guys will stay in town, as I heard Blake Hochschild and Terry Hughes Jr. and Nicholas Maynard will be heading on out to the club after the race to sign a little bit of autograph and watch some bitches shake a little ass here. But Peter the pace car will be probably joining them as well, but he'll be joining his way down on the pit road. Right now, Showtime Chase Johnson's the race leader with James Fountain on the outside. John Michael Bryant in the 3rd place spot, followed by Blake Hochschild. Hopefully we can get one here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Wrap it on up here from the Clash of the Colosseum. Showtime Chase Johnson fires back off here. We are back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag back out here already for Holden Wheeler. He must have got turned around quick and early there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's restart. We'll back that ass up here for the number 15 Target Coca-Cola, and that's just what it seems to be becoming. Holden Wheeler, a target out here. We'll back that ass up here. We'll take a look and see what happens here. Holden Wheeler. Holden Wheeler burns out a little bit of talent there. Runs out of what little talent maybe had I'm not sure what happened here. I don't want to criticize here. He's riding on board here. Maybe stepped on his dick a little bit too much and just spins it around here. Pow, hard into the inside wall there. Not sure if he missed the shift, let off the clutch too damn fast, but nobody's a target but himself, but Holden Wheeler. We'll back that ass up here one more time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And watch what just happened here on the restart zone here, just to make sure and confirm with Holden Wheeler that no one made contact here. Just want to make sure that Holden Wheeler didn't lose it here. I don't want to make sure any penalties maybe. I'm not sure Holden Wheeler has one step out of him out odd here. Maybe a broken toe link or something that he's just unaware of. Flat tire, babe. Yeah, we're going to call it a flat tire here for the number 15 of Holden Wheeler. He's got a low right front here. He'll have to try to refire that thing, get it back going here. We'll take that commercial break here. Slowly pacing towards that 7-8 lap to mark go. Can we take them green here? Be back in just a moment. As always, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live high above the Food City Bass Pro Shops, Bristol Motor Speedway, live here in Bristol, Tennessee for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Down here on pit road here, I caught up with the driver, the number 02, as he hopped out that race car. Asked him what his problem was. He said the toe link on the right front of the race car was broken after slapping on the outside of the wall. He was not happy with the way that some of these guys were talking over the radio back and forth here. Said if they want to talk a big game, games are going to be played here. See how it starts to shake in here. Again, guys, reminding you, check out the bottom left side of your Racing Electronic ticking score on the left-hand side of your screen. Head on over to racingelectronics.com and get you a scanner. You can catch all the vibes down here as these guys are absolutely cutting it up here. Blake Koschchild underneath the radio tapped into the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. asking what's for dinner tonight. And I heard John Michael Bryant saying everybody meet him behind the garage stall after the conclusion of the post-race show. And he's got free Crack River whiskey, whatever the hell's on his race car, as he's got some CEO corporate sponsors in town this week. 9 laps to go, going to be 8 laps here. We'll take the 1 to go racing this time around. Yes, Freddie the Flagman holds that T-post sign with that yellow flag in his hand, directing these guys to get ready to go back racing here. We are getting ready to crown our possible second race winner here on the year for the Next Gen Cup Series for the first time. Kevin Tanko's back out here on the racetrack, fuming underneath the caution flag, not happy with the way that he was raced by Showtime Chase Johnson here, but I believe when he gets out of that race car, he might be understandable what happened here. Couple guys getting ready to go at it here. John Michael Bryant is going to be on the outside. James Fountain on the bottom side, second row. He'll have Paint Hosh Machine on the outside as well. John Michael Bryant will start on the outside here. Got a guy to try to get a great jump here as they work their way through turns 3 and 4, excuse me. James Fountain, let's go. Chase Johnson goes around. John Michael Bryant hard on the outside wall. Deja vu all over again. I must be sick. I need to lay off the vape here. I must be seeing things. Almost the exact same thing over again. James Fountain and John Michael Bryant, though, this time around. John Michael Bryant's the one driver's side door into the outside wall. John Michael Bryant restarting here on the outside wall here. We already know things are going to get physical here, beating and banging with 8 laps to go for the race win here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. John Michael Bryant on the outside. Not sure what happened here. See if we can't get a better angle or what possibly could have shaked out. We might have to bring up that so violently far chase cam that we so desperately don't like. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still racing on console gaming and it looks like this, you're doing it all wrong here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll back that ass up here. Looks like James Fountain down on the bottom side here. James Fountain just to the right, left rear quarter panel, of John Michael Bryant. And John Michael Bryant will take that hard shot to the inside wall here. We'll back it up one more time, just so you can get a good glimpse of possibly what the hell just happened here. Chase Johnson down on the bottom side here. Tons of room down on the bottom. It looks like Chase Johnson just breaks left there and James Fountain doesn't expect it here, and he runs right into the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. And whoa, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the beer cans down onto the racetrack. And we cannot have that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take that commercial break because we got debris on the racetrack.
You can't escape to hit the ground. It's where my strength was found. You hold your breath for too long. You gotta let out the pain. You're holding on to heartbreak, and you've got dreams to chase. So open your eyes, open your heart. Don't look back, the past is gone. Look at the sky, look at
Bang,
the
bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, reminding you guys to please keep everything over the catch fence. If you are caught throwing stuff over the fence, you will be escorted out of the Bristol Motor Speedway. Quick hurry and in a fashion. This is the Madness Racing League on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Clean up here after a wreck. John Michael Bryant goes off the front bumper of James Fountain here. On the restart, the AMR safety crew back here vacuuming up turns 3 and 4. After a couple fans have decided to throw, it looks like it has to be some of these guys, your mom's favorite driver, getting wrecked. And there goes a brawl here in turn 1 and 2. And it looks like possibly a D or a G Cup. And ladies and gentlemen, I also heard that Blake Hochschild warning from the admin of Madness Racing League. He was caught throwing in his bandage from his right hand out onto the racetrack there as well to be cleaned up here. Blake Hochschild had his hand smashed in the garage earlier tonight. Had a drive shaft fall on the right index finger of Blake Hochschild, trying to change the drive shaft on that number 12 machine. A renaissance man, a jack of all trades, trying to do it himself, get himself out here for the night. He's currently sitting in the second place spot as they run here with 4 laps to go here. Blake Hochschild trying to make something shake here. John Michael Bryant not happy underneath the caution flag here. He said, don't let me get back to that motherfucking James Fountain. His ass is mine. Quote unquote, only from John Michael Bryant. I would never cuss in my life. What the hell am I talking about? 2 laps to go. Possibly here we are headed towards overtime here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel is what I'm being told from the admin here. And if you are new here, this is how it works. 2 attempts at it. Green, white, checkered. If these guys get back to the white flag and do not wreck, all bets are off. The first person back to the checker flag wins it. If these guys collect each other in a wreck and the caution flag flies before they get back to the white flag, we will re-wreck them one more time for a chance to win it. And at the conclusion, if they wreck after the second attempt at the overtime, whoever in the lead at the time of the caution flag will be crowned the night's race winner at the class of the Colosseum. It's going to be Chase Johnson up here on the race lead with Blake Hochschild on the outside with a broken right hand with a chance to win it here at Bristol. Green flag is in the air. Overtime here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We are off here in the turns 1 and 2. 2 laps remain here around Bristol here in Tennessee. The 2 Fountain boys are going to go at it. The 2 Fountain brothers back here, nose to tail. Kevin Takeo's the charge here on the top side of the racetrack. Blake Hochschild comes here. White flag is in the air now for Showtime Chase Johnson as he sails across turns 1 and 2 here. Everybody fanned out down here throughout the field. We start with 17. 9 currently on the lead lap. Showtime Chase Johnson comes off of turns 3 and 4, and he will win the class of the Colosseum back here. Mayhem across the line here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Cars are everywhere. John Michael and Bryant backwards. John Smith backwards. Blake Hochschild backwards. Travo Wall gets through it safely as well. Holden Wheeler collected in another one. Ladies and gentlemen, as the caution flag flies here, the fireworks fly around the Bristol Motor Speedway. And I'm not talking just electronically here around the racetrack. I'm talking in general, ladies and gentlemen. Tons of race cars here after the fact as everybody comes around here. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson will win the class of the Coliseum live here for the Next Gen Series in the Madness Racing League and lock himself into the playoffs. He is the second charter car of Chase Johnson Racing to be locked into the playoffs after Corey Tesner's victory 2 weeks ago. We have a battle going on down here. John Michael Bryant not happy with James Fountain with the way that he raced him underneath that restart. They're absolutely going at it here. The crowd is roaring here as we got a fight going on down here with 2 race cars. Ladies and gentlemen, if it ain't about the passion, It ain't about the love. Showtime Chase Johnson says, I'll just take this 51 on over the victory lane. But John Michael Bryant and James Fountain tension flare here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. So Chase Johnson will bring it on in the victory lane here at the Bristol Motor Speedway and park that STI Johnson number 51 up on top of the elevator here. We'll take that quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment with the conclusion of the post-race show and driver's interview. Showtime Chase Johnson wins it here at Bristol. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Here's the post-race results for tonight's main event here for race 2 for the Madness Racing League Cup Series on the Bristol Motor Speedway. Showtime Chase Johnson sits on the pole and he picks up the victory here tonight. And James Fountain will pick up the second place spot here. Third place will go to Kevin Tankos on that number 4 machine after going around from the race lead. John Michael Brown will bring home the 4th place spot. John Smith, the other Jonathan, will round out the top 5 here tonight for the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And Blake Hochschild with that broken right hand spun around there across the line backwards. He'll bring home the 6th place spot. And Travo Wall with a great run here tonight for that number 7 machine. He will round out the 7th place spot. Big brother Kyle Fountain here, big loose off the corner there. Not able to hold on to that 4th place spot. He'll have to finish for the 8th place spot here. Holden Wheeler goes around several times here tonight. He'll bring home the 9th place spot. And the veteran of Bobby Kyle from Honorsville, Georgia, stays out on the racetrack to get every point possible. He'll go from the 14th place spot when he come back out, and he'll finish in the 10th place spot. What a great run there for the Mountain Dew 777. Tony Cook had the fastest race car here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway, as he was just a couple tenths off from the fastest lap of the race. Showtime Chase Johnson will get that on lap 70. Tony Cook, though, will go around there on his own doing after getting a little loose off turns 3 and 4. Terry Hughes Jr., that number 81 machine, not the race that he was looking for here tonight, but the Troy, Alabama number 81 machine able to make it here. And he's talking about heading on over to the bar, heading out to the Strict Club with Blake Hochschild and Nicholas Maynard. And Nicholas Maynard not going to be happy with a 3rd place spot here tonight. Big loose off the corner. He'll bring out 2 caution flags here tonight. And the 14th place spot will go to Greg Wharton, the Magic Man. Not able to pull the rabbit out of a hat from Thomasville, North Carolina. He'll round out that 14th place spot here tonight. Nothing good for the hometown guy of Everett Larson. He's right across the border here at Virginia. Everett Larson, the 14-year-old, driving the Rush Sports Stacking Pennies podcast 01 Ford Mustang, brings home the 15th place spot. Corey Tesner gets the 16th place spot here tonight after crashing on the outside wall and raging out. And Chris Knighty will collect the outside wall on a right rear tire, break that toe link, and his guys are not able to get him back out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But ladies and gentlemen, it was Showtime Chase Johnson who was able to sit on the pole and bring home the victory. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a pit reporter down there in victory lane here at the Bristol Motor Speedway with Showtime Chase Johnson as he's just pulled up there up top.
Now here at victory lane for the class of the Colosseum at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Number 51 of Chase Johnson up here in victory lane. Chase kind of walks through your night here. Caution after caution after caution after caution after caution. Once more here, but you're able to hold him off there at the end. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we had a fast car tonight, unloaded pretty quick. Like you said, it was just caution after caution. Wish we could have gotten a few more green flag laps there. Feel like it would have raced a little bit better, but who knows what would have happened. Want to thank all the sponsors for bringing another fast into the track, and we'll re-rack them here in a couple weeks.
That's number 51 of Chase Johnson. Will scoot down here to the number 24 of James Fountain, finished 2nd place. James Walker's through your night there. Contact on the restart with the number 23. How Walker's through your day as you run top 5 majority of the night?
Yeah, we had a good truck, good car coming out of practice. Had a good car in qualifying, qualified 2nd. Yeah, I don't know what happened there on that restart. I might have got a little out of line and made a little bit of unnecessary contact and got John Michael around, but not too sure about it. I just want to give a shout out to the sponsors and give a shout out to the people that let us come out here and race every week. Appreciate y'all.
We'll scoot out here to the third place finisher, the number 4 of Kevin Tankos in the Wendy's Chevy Camaro. Kevin, kind of walk us through your night there. You take 4 tires at about 60 laps completed, 40, 50, 60 laps to go. Just kind of walk us through what you were thinking.
Yeah, it was a great day on paper for the number 4 Wendy's Saucy Notes Chevy Camaro team. Got into some trouble early on, and we were just trying to get the repairs done. Ended up forgetting to check off my tires about halfway through the race, so back half was just all about tire savings and trying to stay on the lead lap there. As far as the finish goes, it stinks that some guys got taken out in front of me on the last lap there, but we'll certainly take a P3 spot and a few laps led there on the caution.
That's number 4 of Kevin Tankos. We'll scoot down here to the P4 finisher of the 23 of John Michael Bryant. John, kind of walk us through your night there as you go around there across the finish line to finish in the 4th place spot.
Yeah, so first and foremost, we'd like to thank Creekwater Whiskey for coming on board for this week. Everybody go check them out, drink responsibly. Other than that, car was good, handled good. We smacked the wall early, lost a little bit of handling. Boys got that fixed, and we was up there top 2 in a battle for a win. And I'm gonna go back and look at it. I think 24 told me I think he was sitting up a little high. If he was, I'm gonna go down there and beat his ass. I ain't playing with him no more. I'm sick and tired of them CJR cars wrecking me every week. Other than that, thank you everybody. Thank you to all the hot moms out there, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Let's go down here to the P5 finisher, driver, the number 10 tonight, the number 10 of Jonathan Smith. John, kind of walk us through your night there. I'm not sure if he's still in the lobby. John, if you are here, you can answer my question. You were in the pile-up at the end as well. Walk us through it. And he's gone. Thank you. Back up to the booth.
Back up here to the booth on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll bring up the music here. As the fans start to pile out of the Bristol Motor Speedway here for the clash at the Colosseum for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. This is how they turned it out. Showtime Chase Johnson brought home that victory. James Fountain, Kevin Tankos, John Michael Bryant, and John Smith were the top 5, followed by Hochschild, Wall, Fountain, Wheeler, Kyle, Cook, Hughes Jr., Maynard, Wharton, Larson, Tesner, and Chris Knighty rounded out the tail end of the field here. Ladies and gentlemen, it was one hell of a show here tonight. It was one hell of a race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series reminding you to head on over to Racing Electronics Company and get you a Receivers scanner today. We hear a bunch of these guys talk underneath the post-race conversations like it's all sweet, when really in reality, they like to talk a big game. Creekwater Whiskey was on the side of the 4th place finisher, John Michael Bryant. Paid us extra here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to remind you to head on over to Creekwater and get you a bottle today. Drink responsibly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in to the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the first time here tonight, here's the remaining schedule for the Next Gen Cup Series. We'll see you 2 weeks from now on Wednesday night at the Nashville Super Speedway. A lot of these guys will stay in town here in Tennessee to take on that race 2 weeks from now. And I'm going to head myself on out here from the Booty Scoot Racing channel and go join Kevin Tankos, Nicholas Maynard, Blake Hochschild, and the rest of those guys. They're headed to the Strip Club, and you just can't miss it. This is the Booty Scoot Racing channel live from the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Feel so alive. I've never felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a trance, so I feel like I can do it all. It's a good life that I really want. It's those future vibes. I got the future.